If you've been struggling with improving your fitness or losing weight because you have pain or injury in your body, then this video might be for you. I'm sharing how I lost weight, got stronger, and eliminated my own pain. Hey everyone, I'm Chrissy Williford. I'm known as the pain-free miracle worker because after 8 years of dealing with chronic pain, I finally found the answers I was looking for when doctors and therapists couldn't. Now I'm helping men and women just like you eliminate their pain, tone their body, and get stronger so they can enjoy life again. Today, I'm going to share with you a little bit about my own journey and some of the things that I really had to adjust because of my background and what I knew about getting results in the fitness space. It really caused me to take a different look, to look through a different lens. I'm going to share a little bit about that with you, and let's get into it. So the first thing was that I had to unlearn old habits. Habits always get us. They're something that we do without thinking of. That's why they're called a habit. But in the fitness space, where it largely is taught to eat less and exercise more for all of the results. So it doesn't matter if you want to put on muscle mass or lose weight or whatever, it's taught for, just eat less and do more. But that doesn't always hold true. And I think especially as like a new trainer, it's kind of the way you always go. And something about trainers typically train the way they like to work out, unless they're really educated about how to get certain results. And so that's just kind of the way it is because that's what they know the most of. They're most familiar, they're comfortable there, so that's what they do. So unlearning these things about our industry, it really created some cognitive dissonance for me where I was like, well, but this is what the textbook says is supposed to happen, but it didn't hold true in reality. And ultimately, I treated myself like a lab rat. I was a test case. I did all the things. I tried so many things. I'm not even kidding, to see how my body felt, if it helped, if it didn't. And I spent a lot of time and money doing that because for me, there was no other way. The traditional methods weren't working. They weren't helping. I wasn't feeling better. I wasn't losing weight. My pain got worse. And, at the end of the day, I knew that our body is resilient. It will heal and recover itself. And I held to that. And I reached out and I grabbed it and I held to that belief and tried all the things until I really found what stuck and I didn't give up. And that's why I am where I am today, because I just didn't give up. So I'm going to invite you to do that too. If you're feeling like you're really struggling, just like don't give up. If you're at that place where you're like, I just don't know what else to do, I just really feel like giving up, like don't. And comment below, I'm in. Just comment below, I am in. I'm in on my journey. I am going to get better. I'm going to feel better. I believe that it can happen. And let's see how many of you out there are in this place where it's just the only other option that you have is like, okay, let's just give up. I am a fighter by nature. That doesn't work for me. And you're not alone. So comment below, I'm in, if that's where you are, because right here's the place for you to find support. Right here on this channel. I'm here for you right here. So comment below, I'm in, if that's where you are, because I want you to be in on your journey. There is a path for you. There is a way for you to heal and to recover and to feel better. I know it because I've seen it in the last, 15 years, 17 years of my 20-year career in the industry. I've seen it happen time and time again. So I know it's there for you and we're going to help you do it. The second thing I'll share with you is that I had to create a perspective shift in knowing what I knew and knowing what I was taught, and then being in the reality of what was happening. Like I literally changed everything. I changed my nutrition and my diet strategy. I changed my exercise strategy. I focused on my mental, like my emotional well-being, because that played a huge role for me. So sometimes our pain and our discomfort is tied to our emotional wellness. And once we address the emotional part of it, then the pain subsides. With nutrition, I started tracking my food, and I never did that. I thought, oh, we follow this diet plan, I'm eating enough. Oh, I had breakfast, I ate enough. I had lunch, I ate enough because I had eaten. So once I started tracking my food, I found that I was having between 900 and 1200 calories per day. Now, at this time, I was a personal trainer, which means my job was very active. I also refereed basketball on a collegiate level, which meant I was very active. And I had just my regular life, which meant I was very active. And so, as an athlete, 900 to 1200 calories is just not enough. My actual need calculated around 24 to 2600 calories. So, just because you're following a diet plan does not mean you're having enough calories to support your level of activity and your movement and whatever you're doing in your daily life. And it depends on what you have going on. Like the more active you are, the more food you need. Okay, I don't care if your goal is weight loss or not. You need more food for that. So once I actually began to eat more, it reduced the stress that was on my body, and I started dropping weight. So that was one thing, shifting my nutrition. I focused on nutrition, not a diet plan. Yes, there is a way of eating that I preferred because I feel the best on it. Great, no problem. At the end of the day, I don't care what kind of food that you eat as long as you don't have an allergy to it. I care that you're getting an adequate amount for your body and its needs. I've seen this happen time and time again. If your metabolism is jacked up because you've dieted all the time, you just need to eat more food and it'll recover itself. You got to give yourself more food slowly over time. There's a strategy and a method to that, but it does work because your body can heal. It needs the raw materials to do that, which is where nutrition comes in. So shifting a focus to nutrition versus a diet was huge, and making sure that I was getting adequate food intake for my activity level is great. So that was one thing. The other thing is with my workouts, I was doing like these physical therapy based workouts, whatever. I shifted to brain based fitness methods. Okay, what does that mean? That means I got training and education and learning about how our brain and our body work together. Your brain is your computer system. Think about a computer and you're typing in on a Word document, and you're typing in the keys. That's how our body receives information. Our brain computes it, and then it tells our body what to do. It's the same thing, typing on the keyboard. It comes out on a Word document. The computer converts what you're doing to the words on the page. Same kind of deal. So when your brain doesn't talk to your body well, it's not efficient, it doesn't move optimally, and you're more than likely going to experience pain, because we want your brain to be able to go from A to B quickly, fastly, efficiently. Fastly is not a word, but fast, efficiently. Then when we have compensations or injuries or traumas or whatever, your brain now goes A, H, Z, X, B. Very inefficient. It takes longer to get there. The response time is not as fast. So creating a line of communication from your brain to your body that's quick and efficient helps. So there are different ways to do this. Over time, I've learned that over the years. And so I use a conglomerate of methods that I've been trained in to do this. There's also things like if you have knee pain and you're squatting all the time, it's going to make it worse. So if you focus on changing up your foot stance, how your feet are positioned, if you change your knee position, if you give yourself a target versus not having a target, which is just a point to squat to, if you change little things and then you get a different feel in your body and then you just keep doing that and patterning that, it will help. Also throwing in something like hip thrusters so that your glutes get developed, and really targeted isometric glute exercises so that they work. They help the squat. So blending things together like that and changing how your fitness plan is set up and how it's structured is going to support you in getting rid of the pain. Using different strategies to improve how your brain and body connect and how they talk to each other, and recruiting muscles that work in different movements where you have pain. All of that stuff comes into play. So it's a whole different game. Like, we're not doing an exercise just to be doing one over here. We're doing one with intent, with targeted precision, looking for a very specific outcome. There's a reason for the exercise selection, especially when you're retraining your body and trying to help your brain talk to your body better. There's an intent to it. We're just not doing it to do it. So the third thing with this whole perspective thing is I really got to dive in with myself Because at the end of the day, losing weight and getting fit is not going to heal my inside. I'm a trauma survivor. I experienced a lot of trauma at a very young age, and your body carries that with you. So if you've had trauma experiences, it could still be stuck in your body if you've never processed it out. So that leads to pain and disease and discomfort and sickness. There's an emotional tie to all sickness, pain, and disease. So really diving in and exploring within myself how I was operating in life, what I was reflecting out into the world, what I was holding on to, and then addressing those things really helped alleviate my discomfort. And it contributed to my being able to improve. We'll hold pain in our bodies for like where we are in our life or something in the past that's going on because our brain's talking to us, our body's talking to us. And it's that I've developed the skill over the years of learning how to interpret that. And it's not something that most people know. It's not something that people talk about a lot, but being able to interpret what your body's saying to you helps you create a strategy and a plan that's going to give you a better result. So for you all, focusing on nutrition, doing movement strategies in a right way for what's going on with your body is going to be wholly supportive. And then also like knowing what's going on with yourself on an emotional level. Those three things tied together are really, really supportive to moving you out of pain and getting into a pain-free state. The third thing that I'll share with you is to create a lifestyle something on the table, to create a lifestyle that supports your goals. Because you don't want to just lose weight for right now. Like you want to lose weight and be able to sustain it over the rest of your life. Like that's the ultimate goal with people who want to lose weight. Like we're not losing weight to go on a date and then we don't care if we put on 50 pounds. Like we care if we put on 50 pounds after that. So the whole goal is not really to lose it, but it's to sustain it. It's to maintain that weight loss over time for the rest of your life so you never have to do it again, which is the best strategy, by the way. And so if you don't create a lifestyle that supports that, you're not going to maintain it. Here's the other thing is that fast fitness doesn't work. It gives you a short-term outcome, a short-term result that doesn't last. But having lasting results comes down to your lifestyle. It's how you eat. It's how you interact with other people. It's how you hold healthy boundaries. It's how you take responsibility and let go of victim mentality for your own results. It's showing up for yourself every day, keeping your word to yourself every day, having healthy foods in the house so that you're supported, so that if you haven't been to the grocery store, you got some kind of back stock that you can pull out of the freezer or the pantry and make a healthy meal that supports your goals. It's enjoying your life. So if you go to a party and you want to have a piece of cake without guilt, because you can have that piece of cake and you're not going to gain 50 pounds, but if you eat the whole cake every single day, you will. And just understanding that and creating a shift and having strategies in place to where you can enjoy your life, but still maintain the result that you got. Understanding like where you are with your fitness, continuing the fitness. So even after you get the result, like whatever, like a fitness related exercise and movement things that you did, you get to keep doing those to keep the result. Like that's just it. And if you're going to pull back on that and do less, then you have to do that slowly and just not all at once, because that's a shock to your system and your body doesn't know how to respond. So there's this ebb and flow within our body that if you create a change and it's a sudden change, there's going to be a response. If you create a change and you do that change over time, the response is not as great. So let's say you lose 50 pounds and you're off your diet now and you're just eating in the normal old way of eating and you regain 50 pounds. That's the response. Totally made those numbers up, by the way. And you would regain more than you lost. So if you lost 50, you'd probably regain 70. So you do that. Okay. Now let's say that you lose the 50 pounds and instead of just completely going back to your old way of eating, let's say that you ate, I don't know, 25 calories more every day if you're food tracking, or you had a small apple every day or an additional salad. You're still putting in more food. It's just not a gross amount. So your body may respond and you may tick up 1 to 2 pounds, but you keep going on that same path, doing the same thing, like controlling the food intake, then your weight's going to drop back down with just adding a little bit of food over time versus you add bulk intake of food, old way of eating, and then the response is 50 pounds, 70 pounds that now you have to go on a whole different diet and a new strategy to lose. So It is about creating a lifestyle that supports maintaining the goal, because at the end of the day, like, why would you want to do all that hard work just to have it gone out the window? Like, it's so frustrating and overwhelming. So having a lifestyle, saying no to friends when they invite you out to pizza when you really don't want it. Like, I live in the South and people get offended if you don't accept their food. I have just come to terms with, yes, I'm willing to hurt your feelings about taking your food if it doesn't support me. Now, sure, I can take it and give it to someone else. Sure, I can do that. That's an option. But I also can just say no thanks. No thanks is a complete sentence. It's polite, it's nice. You don't have to eat the food just because you accepted it. And you also get to communicate to people like, hey, I really appreciate that you're sharing your food with me. It doesn't fit my goals if it's this, but let's say they give you something else that's more in line, then you could accept that. Okay. So there's a nice way to go about it, but it's also okay to say no. And so getting your family on track, getting your family to have like an after dinner walk, especially in the summertime when the sun stays up longer. Like, those are all habits and behaviors that support your goals. It's lifestyle oriented. And if you give yourself the time to lose the weight, and safe, healthy weight loss is 2 pounds a week or less. 2 pounds a week is aggressive, by the way. I know it doesn't seem that way because it's just 2 pounds, but it is aggressive. It's aggressive weight loss. So 2 pounds a week or less, if you're wanting to lose 100 pounds, it's 2 pounds a week over a year, because there's 52 weeks in a year. So allow yourself the time to get the result that you want, to lose the weight or change your body, because in that time period, you're also creating the habits and behaviors that create the lifestyle that will support maintaining the goal. So let go of fast fitness. It's not sustainable, and get into a sustainable rhythm. Have a conversation with yourself and get into something that is sustainable, that is going to generate the lifestyle that supports it, and you're going to be happier and healthier for it. I hope you take action on these things that I've shared with you today. Open yourself up to the opportunities that are available if you get outside the box. And if this resonates with you, I would love for you to share it with a friend if you know someone who it would support. It is not the best place in the world to be in when you have chronic pain and you're trying to get a result in your health and fitness strategy. So make sure to share this with someone. Subscribe so that you get more information like this, more content that I'm going to be putting out, because I'm sharing all the details. I will see you on the next one.